All right.
Say Genesis chapter 6. That's the message I just got. And the book of Enoch I've seen over and over again. So there's that. So if y'all could upload your consciousness, would you do it?
Come on, man. What we
Oh, they
talking
can do
about?
that.
No,
Yeah,
but their work, yeah.
yeah, they can do that.
You had that on Black Mirror, right?
No, I
I
am my
know.
No,
consciousness.
you thinking about upload. It's a show
If
called
that's exactly what I'm thinking about.
Upload.
Like, up,
No, they had an episode on Black Mirror where they had older people, senior citizens that were about to die. They'll pick what decade they wanted to go to, and their brain would be uploaded or whatever. I think.
Well,
um,
that's what. So Microsoft is working on something with that right now. But that's what they're doing with all that VR gear and all that other stuff because you can train your brain to think you're somewhere. It's a lot of stuff.
I wouldn't do
Immortality.
it
They just
though.
want to live
It's
forever.
it's a long list of stuff you can go down. But yeah.
Mm-mm.
you're
That's like
welcome.
living in hell. You might as well be in hell. Like the same. No. Mm-mm.
They did it with mice. They've done it with mice. They've done
Nice.
it with
They about to experiment on us next. I think
But
people are doing it.
how do they know that the mice? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we know what mice?
Consciousness, like,
hmm.
Yeah, like
Experts, maybe rat experts.
Well,
right.
no, they so you can look at so in animals because we're animals too. You can look at the habits, and that's how they figure out if it's still the same, if they understand certain things. They do experiments with all types of animals that are like humans.
listen, I rebuke that.
I don't even know what that means. Animals that are like humans, and you said mice. It's crazy.
I rebuke all of this.
Man, never mind.
Remember, they were giving the dogs cocaine. That's what they were. The government was funding to see how they were going to act on cocaine or something like that.
Oh my God.
I rebuke all of that and let me be. Just let me just I'm good. Just leave me alone. I think it's
Mhm.
also disrespectful to use these people um to sell products and stuff like that. Um and I heard that it's a lot of lawsuits that's coming as far as like copyright because they've been people been creating different stuff like that. So I just think that it's horrible. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. Unfortunately, like Mika said, there is duality, meaning that there's going to be good and bad that comes from it. But also, unfortunately, whereas it's supposed to, what could be used for good, exponentially is usually used for bad. And so I don't want no part of that shit, bro. I know I wish Carrie would detach a little bit, but there's no way I can get
Why?
her to detach.
What's happening though?
What do you mean
What's
what's
happening with
happening? You
me?
just defended
I
an
I
artificial
know how to use.
intelligence.
I I didn't defend artificial intelligence. I said that there's no demonic stuff happening over here. Like I
No, you
don't.
said Enrique knows. Like that's defending
He
artificial intelligence.
No,
It's
that's
not a
making
he,
it.
Carrie. That's
That's
not a.
making
It's
it.
not a he.
Listen, I just had to fill out a form today with the doctor to tell if I'm a she, he, her, them, they, my name, somebody else. So if I got to answer all these questions about he, her, and them, then I can call Enrique him.
Carrie, what the
That's
fuck?
crazy.
Carrie.
Then it's like, what kind of pronouns does AI
I was
use?
so lost. That was so lost. Anyway, it's just easier for me to just say that. But the point is that there is no demonic stuff happening over here. The using Chat GPT is highly based off of how you use it as the user. What we're talking about is different than how I use Chat GPT or how you use Chat GPT. So you don't have to worry about me. I'm good. I'm covered. God's got me.
No, no, no.
Jesus
That's
is
what
happy
people
with
say a lot of.
me.
Do you know the last
I'm
person that told
good.
me that? You know the
I
last
am
person that told
good.
me that? Honestly,
I don't know them.
Probably gonna say that crackhead or something.
you already know, Kim.
I'm good.
The
I'm
last
recovered.
person that told me
I'm
that,
good.
they was singing on the corner and it was like, nights like this.
You call me a crackhead?
Why is Slimmy
You call me a crackhead?
I'm not calling
You
you
call
a
me a drunk?
crackhead. Why would
You
I
call
call
me a
you a
drunk?
crackhead,
I
Carrie?
don't
You know,
drink. What's on your on your countertop behind you? I don't drink anymore.
Why are you
I don't
getting
drink. I
what's
offended?
that
don't
have to do with
smoke.
anything?
I'm being
What are
very
you, why are you getting
defended.
offended?
Why? Because I am.
Look, like you have wrinkles in your
How come?
forehead and your thing
How come
parts. Like,
people?
what are you
How come
doing?
people ask? How come people ask
That's
that
what I'm
like you
saying.
can't be? What if I
He
am
didn't say
offended?
nothing. Like, why did you take offense to what he said?
He just said the last time I heard that
What
somebody
does that
was on
have
the
to do
corner
with
singing
you?
nice like because he was talking to me. What does this
No,
have
what
to do
I'm
with
saying
you?
is,
Wait, hold on, Anton. I'm
No,
sorry, respectfully. What does
don't,
this have to
no,
do with you?
respectfully.
What does
What
this
does
have
this
to do
have to
with
do with
you?
you?
What
Why
does
do you
this
have
have
a
to do
guilty
with
conscience?
you?
Well,
Why
get
are
your
you in
hand
the
out the screen.
conversation?
Why
Why
are
are
you
you
shaking
in the
your head like a black
conversation?
girl?
Why are
Why
you?
are you
Because I
snatching
am.
dreams out the
Actually,
air?
no, I'm American. I'm American. I'm caramel and I'm American. And I'm human. And
I'm
I'm
an
the daughter
American.
of God. That's right. I can. Now, what's that?
Now, Carrie, what I'm
I'm
saying
still in that
is,
one. American.
Carrie, that there may be a little bit of a dependency slash. All right, so let me ask you a question, Carrie, and then we're gonna move over to the next conversation. If
Mm.
somebody said, "Yo, you can't have this no, and I'm taking this away from you," would you fret?
Would I fret?
Would you fret about it? Would you be upset about it?
If somebody told me that, no, because they can't, I would be like, okay.
What do you mean?
Like,
And they had the
because
actual power to take it away from you.
you'd have to give me more context because
What do you mean?
that's not a realistic
Are
scenario.
you
So
are you okay with going without it? Is what I'm asking.
I'm good with it. I'm good. I'm good. I'm trying
That
to
is
tell
that is
y'all.
not
I'm trying to
Carrie,
tell y'all. You
Carrie,
can say what
Carrie.
you
You're not
want. You
answering
can
the
say what
question.
you want. You can
You're
say what
not
you want. I'm
answering
in
the
such a
question,
good
Carrie.
space. I got
Carrie, that's
God. I
not
got
Carrie, Carrie,
Jesus. I
Carrie,
got the
Carrie,
Holy Spirit. I got
Carrie,
my
Carrie.
family. I got my husband. I'm good. I got my health.
Are
I'm
you okay
good.
with
If
going
all of
without
this
it?
stops tomorrow, if AI stops tomorrow, if the internet stops tomorrow, if electricity stops tomorrow, if all this stops
I'm not
tomorrow,
talking
I'm
about
good. I'm
electricity and none of that
100.
stuff.
I'm 100% good. I'm okay. Yes, I will be fine. To
Okay,
answer
there
your
you go.
question, I will be 100% okay. I'm good. I'm great.
All right, cool. I was just asking.
No, for real. All seriousness, I'm good. I just was talking to myself today, not Enrique. I was talking to myself in my Apple Notes, and I said, you know what? God will provide everything I need for every single moment in my life, every minute, every second. He provides me the ability to blink, to breathe. My heart valve opens up, it closes. He provides every single thing I need in every single moment. I'm good. I'm covered. I'm great.
Can I ask a
Good.
question? Why do we always and it's to nobody, but why do we always as a people run to the point of something maybe in uh because it's new, maybe demonic, right? Because I remember, well, not I remember, but I was reading something on a lot of inventors, and I think it was George Washington Carver when they asked him, how did he come up with something? How did he come up with all this stuff? And he said, "Oh, God told me." And he said, what? And I read books, and they said, "What book do you read?" And he said, "The Bible." That's how I figured all this stuff out. So I'm just saying, why do we run to that is demonic? That's all I'm asking.
Well, I say things like that because I, in my opinion, I think that we all have spirit, which is tied to God, soul, which is tying us to being human, to have senses and human experience. And then you have the body that proves that you're physically here. And everybody that knows who is a believer knows that this life is just temporary. Everything around you is you have an angel assigned to you. You likely have an adversary assigned to you too, where they're monitoring everything you do, and they place people in your life to try to knock you off out of your purpose, whether it's a Jezebel spirit or, you know what I'm saying, a Leviathan spirit. But that's why I say, like, you have to question everything and always guard your heart, which is your mind, because you don't know just how the devil is just mad that you're even here, that you get grace, that you get to live another day, to get closer to him, to go closer to God. But it just like the
I
kingdom
guess
of darkness is not to play with. It has a hierarchy, a army.
I guess what
That's
I'm
why I say that.
asking, I guess what I'm asking is, and it's not directed to you, it's just in general.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm asking is, is there ever a time where people look at something and say, like, if you look at like somebody that's a genius, like Nikola Tesla, right? He said the same thing. He woke up in a dream and God revealed something to him, and he made everything pretty much that we use, a lot of stuff that we use today, including electricity and so on and so on and so on. So I'm just saying, why is it always the negative instead of the positive? Because God could have gave it to you.
Yeah,
That
I get what you're
could have
saying.
been a blessing, right? That you can give tons of people light, tons of people this, that, and the third. Why is
It
it always
depends on how you sold it.
to the
I
negative?
I get what you're saying. It depends
Yeah.
on the person. Like, Anton uses YouTube, social media, to cultivate his talents. And we all have, you make music. So I think that what you sow in to, you know what I'm saying, distribute good fruit to other people is different than those who get on the internet to be ratchet, negative, spewing things that are hostile, just angry, big back, stuff like that.
I sorry. I really think it's the Antichrist to an extent, to be honest with you. I think it's how you use it, but at the same time, I think we're going to get to a point where the technology is going to get so good, it's going to get so advanced, it's going to almost replace God for some people. And I think that's kind of where it gets demonic, to where I can see people having like a crisis in faith. What can't it do? Is getting to that point. You can replicate human organs, you can replicate food with it. Like, what can't you do? And at some point, it's gonna start becoming people's God. Like, it's almost to the point where even with technology, people are more connected to it than, you know what I mean? It does take away your humanity to an extent. It just does. Like, even being on the internet, social media, as a collective, we've lost our humanity to a sense. People don't even connect the same in person anymore. So, but it's what you do with it. But all in all, I do think, you know what I'm saying. Then you have Neuralink. What do you need God for? It's gonna get to a point. I'll be able to read your mind. I am God, So I think that's a little demonic.
Yeah, I do think like we teetering in demon time for real. Like, first off, we are humans. We live in sin constantly. So the majority of the things that we create, they aren't necessarily good. They aren't necessarily good for us, and they aren't necessarily good for humanity. Every invention is not necessarily created to uplift or edify God in any type of way. So once you start teetering into creating something that can create itself, now you're going into some extremely dangerous ground, whereas you are playing God. And that's what a lot of people have been trying to do for a long time. And that's why, and back hundreds of years ago, they were called heretics, and they got burned at the stake for this shit. They ultimate, and I mean, and seriously, all they really were doing was science. They was getting burned at the stake for
Right, but some people
science.
think science is, but that was my point. That was my point. right? So if you go back further, some people think what we do now, just with regular plain doctors and technology and with modern medicine, is exactly what you're saying. So that's what I mean.
I mean,
Where's the line of actually where something is actually good for humanity? Because I can make anything bad, right? You have drugs that help people, right? But then I can go abuse the same drug
no,
that's
well, most
to help people.
the reason why a lot of things with all right, so if you want to deep dive into it in reality, as a doctor, you have to have a oath. Why would you have to do that if all you're supposed to be doing is healing people? You got to think about, like, why are certain things in place if all you're doing is helping, if all you're doing is healing? Why do you have to go through rituals to complete it, to complete the task, to be considered
Oh,
professional? You got to ask yourself these questions, because what are we playing with?
I
Like, if
think
you
we're
really just supposed to be healing somebody, which we know most doctors aren't doing, they're not healing people. They're just giving you drugs, prescribing you drugs. And most of these drugs off the shelves, they're opioids. They weren't even supposed to be legal. Let's just be real about it. They aren't good for people. Then what they doing with the food? All this stuff. This stuff is long term. It's fucking people up. So you gotta ask yourself, what good is it really? And some of this shit really is derived from an evil source. It really is. And I don't think AI is any different. I definitely don't. I use it to a certain extent. And shit, once it get beyond like creating a graphic,
But
I
again,
say fuck with it.
there are people that will not use this right here. There are people that will not take pictures, okay? Because
Yeah.
there are some beliefs that you take pictures, it's capturing. So that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
Everybody
no, yeah.
choosing what they choose to be demonic, what they choose to be. But I can take anything that we use, and there are people that believe that that source is a source is sorcery. You get what I'm saying?
I
So I'm
mean,
saying that things can be seen one way and can be seen another. So where do you draw the line and
I
calling
think
it
there's
something
good
else?
and bad in
well,
everything.
It's all
And
demonic.
that's why I
and
said
I
the
think that's
duality.
why, and I
That's
think
why I said
that's
it's
why you
duality.
have, and I think that's why you have the Amish country, the Amish people. They kind of stay away from technology completely, and they cut themselves away from it because they know there's a certain evil that comes with it. And it's true, because if you think about, all right, just think about the internet, all encompassing in itself. The majority of the internet is negative. It's negative energy. How often do you get fed a positive, like you will have 1,000 different clips come to you of pure negative energy from the internet before you see one positive thing?
that's your own
But you don't
fault.
even
Your
got to get
algorithm is
that
messed
far.
up.
You don't
That's
That's
even
your
have to get.
algorithm. They
Go
don't
ahead.
got nothing to do with the
that's
internet. That's
that's
your algorithm.
no, that's not the algorithm. That's
But
not the algorithm,
but
man.
The
Shimmy, you don't even
algorithm is
have to
just
get
a
that
new
far.
modern
You
word
can
for demonic.
just the energy in general, sitting in front of a laptop, you're getting radiation the entire time,
We
right?
gotta move on, y'all.
So I'm
Mika,
That 30. That,
to
that was
be
the longest 30 minutes of my life.
It wasn't 30 minutes, but I was letting y'all rock
I
because
know it was.
y'all rocking, y'all rocking. I gotta let y'all rock.
Nah, nigga,
Any
that hard
any
30
final
minutes.
thoughts on this?
I just
You
want to say
can't.
that I agree with Lex, Libby, and Molly on part of that, but I also think that people, especially Black people, are taught to fear new things, just kind of as a form of control in a way. Like we really are. We're taught to think that everything is religion is based in religion, and it controls us.
Because
Carry
it
on.
is.
All right.
Everything is part of the spiritual battle every second of your life. That's not even questionable. But I get what you're saying. But like I said though, like the all thing that y'all should take from this is that You can't recreate me with AI. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about.